Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey guys, this is Pam with Tampa's Creek Homestead and more. Welcome to the channel. We have a special guest with us tonight, and it's a Gmama Growz.
Hey
Don't
y'all, what's going on, chat?
so she's not the moderator tonight. She's on the channel.
That part.
So don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe, and let everybody know that we are live. Let's welcome some people in. Hey, the analytic gardener, Nikki. What's up? What's up? What's up? Catherine. Okay, the analytic speaker. Hey, twin. Welcome in. It's nice to see you. Twin, I'm gonna have to get you on here to be a guest one night. You just have to let me know when you're ready. What's up, Tixie? What's up? What's up, Sylvia? What's up? Who else we got in? Twin. Looking
Okay, I
forward.
have to
Welcome
share.
up. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Mike's Chaotic Garden. Welcome in. Appreciate you. What's up, Jags? Welcome in. Welcome, guys. We appreciate you all tuning in with our special guest. She's talking all things garden and hydroponics. Did I say that right?
Hydroponics.
Because me and my brain probably would have said hydrophonics, but looking at it, that's what it looks like. So, welcome, G Mama. I appreciate
Thank
you
you
being a
kindly.
guest.
I appreciate you inviting me on your show.
No problem, no problem. Hey, Cameron's Little Garden, welcome in. The analyst said I'm gonna be in the bushes. Okay, okay. So,
Okay.
guys, if you are a new beginner gardener, make sure you get your pen and your paper so you can take some notes. Because G Mama Growz is an awesome, fabulous gardener, moderator. She knows a little bit
Well,
about everything.
appreciate that. I do. I appreciate it.
So if you want to, can you tell everybody and introduce your channel?
Sure. Okay, anyway, that wasn't a hard question.
I know. What's up, Devora? Welcome in, Devora. Welcome in, Byron.
I am
Uncle
Gmama
Ben.
Growz
Okay.
Hard in the garden. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We can hear you
Oh,
loud and
okay.
clear.
All right. I am Gmama Growz Hard in the garden. My channel is about gardening. I do other things, but I mainly talk about gardening. Well, actually, I don't talk about gardening. I just show what I grow and how I'm growing it.
Okay.
And yeah, that's about all. I ain't really is my channel is about gardening. I garden for entertainment purposes. So if you see anything on my channel and you try it, I cannot be held liable.
All right. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna get this party started. Nikki, if you can
Let's
drop
grow.
G Mama's channel. Nikki, if you can, please help me ask some questions. Hey, Uncle Bammy, welcome in. Albert, welcome in. G Hub, welcome in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so grateful that you guys are here. Okay, first question. How long have you been gardening?
Ooh, I never even thought about it. So I'll say a date. I want to
Okay.
say in 2018 is when I started gardening.
Okay.
Hmm.
Honesty is the best policy, G Mama. That's what Catherine said.
Oh, for sure. I ain't got a lot of kick it. Know that.
Hey, Sarah's happy have. Welcome in. Welcome in. So, what got you into garden? Like, what did anything major happen and you decide, okay, I want to just start garden, or it was just something you wanted to do?
Yes, ma'am. What had happened was my health had took a turn for the worst, actually. I had a bunch of medical conditions from being released from the military, and they got worse, and nothing that I was doing was helping. And they wanted to keep pumping me full of pills, and I couldn't do the pills anymore because I started being allergic to a lot of stuff, and it was just a lot going on. So it just was like I needed to grow food that I could tolerate eating, which was mainly greens. So I eat a lot of greens, a lot of microgreens and things like that because the meats and the breads, even though I love me some good bread, my stomach just wasn't tolerating it like it used to.
Okay.
So I started gardening because I had a lot of medical conditions.
Awesome. I was looking at my um my questions. They disappeared off my phone.
Oh,
So I'm a little unprepared right now. Hold on one
not
second,
like
one
me,
second.
because I am sweating like I am running a race and I ain't went nowhere.
Hey, Urban Gardening Chronicles, welcome in, welcome in. So everybody's speaking. Um,
Hello, everyone.
everybody's speaking.
Welcome, gardening
Welcome. I
comrades.
appreciate you guys. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. So we talked about the reason you got into garden. So what type of gardening do you do? Do you have a patio garden, a backyard garden, or do you what type of gardens do you do?
Yeah, so in 2018, I started indoor gardening because of my health conditions. I wasn't able to do a lot. I couldn't go outside and, all that type of stuff. So I started growing plants in the house. Then once I started growing plants in the house, I started looking at hydroponic videos on YouTube. And I was like, now that seemed like something that would be better for me because I could have more control over the plants. So
Okay.
that's when I started deep water culture. And deep water culture is where you use buckets and totes, and it's a lot of stuff going on with deep water culture as far as growing plants, and that's how I started in hydroponics with
Okay.
deep water culture. I also do soil. I garden outdoors. I had a grow tent from 2019 till about 2023 is when I moved from there. So I did, or should I say, I was exposed to the outdoors in 2020 when everybody else was going inside. I was actually trying to get outside to try to learn how to grow. So indoors, outdoors, and right now I'm gardening indoors inside of hydroponic towers. Now I still have my buckets, but I haven't been using them as much. And I have a front porch gardening because that's about all the space that I have is the size of a small patio.
Okay. Welcome in, David Corey and So Blessed. Welcome in. Welcome in. Okay, guys, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. We appreciate you guys watching. If any of you all have any questions for G Mama, put them in the chat so I can put them on the screen so we can ask her.
Yes, please do.
Okay. So are you into medicinal herbs? Do you grow a lot of herbs as well?
I do. I grow a lot of medicinal herbs. And the purpose in that is because I use a lot of herbs in my food and mainly my teas. And I use a lot of leaves that people wouldn't think about using. I'm eating flowers now more and just everything that has to do with herbs and things like that, I do indulge in.
Okay. Bayou said, what is your favorite vegetable to grow?
Right now, my favorite veggie, I would have to say radishes, purple plum radishes. I'm always trying to snack on radishes.
Okay, okay.
And
Um,
they're not as strong as the regular radishes with that sharp bite.
I just started embracing radishes with Don't Hurt the Harvest. She gave us some. Twin said, you do amazing with the space you have, G Mama.
Well, thank you kindly. I appreciate it.
And Sarah asked the same question. What is your favorite plant to grow? Hey,
Hmm.
Roll Latrice, welcome in. Welcome in.
Now,
By
my
you again.
favorite plant to grow would probably right now be strawberries because I can use the leaves and the fruits off of the strawberry plant.
Oh, yeah, because I think Teasy made some tea with them strawberry leaves or something like
Yep,
that.
you can make
Hey,
tea with the
Bougie.
strawberry leaves. And fun fact about strawberries, we actually are not supposed to be popping the tops off of the strawberries. You're supposed to eat the whole strawberry.
I heard somebody tell me that you can eat the
Right.
leaves and everything. And
Yeah.
I'm always the quickest to hurry up and cut that top off and throw
That's
it.
because we've seen people do it for so long that we copy off of what they do, thinking that this is how it's supposed to be done.
Okay. So Catherine said, how long did it take before you noticed a difference in your health?
It didn't take very long, actually. I want to say about maybe about a year or less than a year. It did take some time because my body had to get used to it, had to try to figure out what I was doing because I was eating a lot of processed foods and sugars. And when you're trying to detox off of sugar, oh my God, that is like the worst feeling ever.
I think I'm the sugar queen.
Yeah, it now that takes a long time. Just like people have a hard time quitting smoking, it is very hard to get off of sugar. You have to wean yourself, and that's what I did. I weaned myself, and right now I'm not totally off of sugar. I still have, well, I make my own sorbets and ice creams and things like that that I can snack on for a sweet treat.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
it takes a long time to wean yourself off of sugar.
Nikki says, question, I want to buy a house plant, but I'm afraid of the fungus, gnats, and other bugs. What's the first thing I should do before bringing it indoors?
Um, are you if you're bringing it in from outside or purchasing it, I would recommend that you have a spot where that plant won't be around any of your other plants because whatever is in that plant is going to affect the rest of the other plants that are in the house if you have other plants in the house. If you don't have plants in the house, then it'll be fine to bring it in. As far as treating for pests in the soil, my number one is uh, beneficial nematodes because beneficial nematodes, they eradicate everything that's in that soil that's larvae and it's not supposed to be there. And they have a shelf life. After they finish doing their job with the larvae and anything that's not supposed to be in that soil, they'll die off.
Okay. Question. So, what's a beneficial nematode for those of us that don't know?
A beneficial nematode is a beneficial insect and it looks like a worm, but you can't see it with the naked eye. It's one of those insects that you would have to put underneath a microscope in order to see it. And it
Oh,
looks like a worm.
okay.
And it
So,
eats all anything that's not good, not beneficial to the soil. That's why they're called beneficial nematodes. If they're not beneficial, then it'll eradicate it.
okay. So, meaning destroy it.
Yes,
Say that.
and it'll eat it from the
You know, I
it.
got a little
It'll
brain.
it by it being a worm, by the beneficial nematode being a worm, it'll enter the pest. It'll
Okay.
eat it from the inside, and it'll create more nematodes until the job is done.
Wow. Is there a way you can
Yes.
get rid of those?
What's that?
The beneficial nematode. How do you get rid of them?
They kill themselves. They have a shelf life. Once they're done eradicating the pest, then they're done. They won't be in the soil any longer.
Okay. So, hey, Happy Mac, welcome in. Happy Mac said, purple plum, you say, I don't like the biting red radish.
Yeah, because they are very strong, and the purple plum radish is nothing like that red radish. It doesn't have a peppery tingle to it.
Okay, I need to look that up. Uncle Bama
Mhm.
said your gut can be your worst enemy. Exactly.
Yes, yes, indeed. And as far as my gut health, I've also started doing another fermentation, which is actually the best for gut health is fermentation. And what I'm fermenting is called I keep wanting to say kefir, but it's kefir grains. And
Okay.
you can make them with milk or water. And I chose the water because water, it kind of reminds me of a soda drink once you let the fermentation go on for so long. And it can also turn into vinegar like kombucha. So you have to keep it alive because it also is a live organism.
Okay. Um, Describe your experience with various garden tasks like planting, weeding, pruning, etc., etc. What type of experience have you had, or yeah, your experience in with garden?
My experience is a lot. And my main thing that I do that a lot of people don't do, I don't know why people are so afraid to touch the roots of the plant, saying that they got to be gentle. No, a root is going to do what it's going to do if it's going to do it, and it needs a certain condition. So I do a thing called root pruning, which is I go into the pot, I take the whole plant out of the container, and I remove the bottom half of the roots. I've seen different people do different things, but it's basically the same thing. When you hear somebody saying tease the roots, that's exactly what they're doing. They're going down there and they're disturbing the roots because the roots is what gives the plant life. So it'll be able to take up what it needs to take up. As far as pruning, probably about to be pruning right now because it's finna transition into fall. So, like my rosemary and my lavender that I have outside, it's bushy, and I want to trim it back so that it'll be ready to handle this cold weather that's about to come.
Okay. Bayou said, what potting mixture would you recommend for fall container outdoor gardening?
Potting, okay,
A potting
potting,
mixture. What potting mixture would you recommend for a fall container outdoor gardening?
okay, I'm bougie when it comes to my soil. So, there's a difference between potting mix and potting soil. A potting mix is something that you mix a bunch of different components to create a potting soil. I use a potting soil, and my brand that I use is Fox Farm, and I use a combination sometimes. It depends on the plant. I'll use Happy Frog or Ocean Forest. And I found that the Ocean Forest is better for the citrus plants, while the Happy Frog is good for vegetables and herbs and things like that. But sometimes I'll mix the two together.
And those
So my
are potters.
recommendation would be a Fox Farm potting soil or something equivalent to that.
Okay. Okay. Annaletta Garden said, was there a point when you realized that growing your own food was making a difference in your health?
Oh, yes, definitely. The point came when actually it was on a Mother's Day. I can't remember the year, but my son took me out to eat. And when I ate, I was getting nauseous. I was like, wow, this is weird. Let me figure this thing out. So it was when I went out to finally eat because I hardly ever go out to eat. That let's just start there. I'm always eating what I grow, be it lettuce or any type of green because I'm a big green eater. So I eat a lot of veggies. And when I had that food and it tore my stomach up, I say, "Oh no, I can't do this because this is really irritating my stomach, and I don't want my stomach to be doing these kind of tricks."
I do understand. So Catherine said, do you think it was only because of the food you ate from your garden or a combination of the food along with the stress therapy from working in the garden that increased your, changed your health?
I think it's both actually, because when you're growing, you're constantly working and you're thinking about what to do next, and then you also are being engaged with plants are living things. They require the same attention as a person does. They require air. You got to make sure they're getting good circulation. You got to make sure they're watered, and you got to make sure they're fed. So with the combination of the three and all plants requiring different things, yeah, it's a lot to think about and figure out what plants need.
So Presbyterian asked a question, how do you get them? I'm not sure what she's referring to. I don't know if she's referring to the
Probably the
benefits.
beneficial nematodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I order beneficial nematodes online, and they do have them in the gardening center. Um, for a brand name, I was asked about a brand just recently for nematodes, and I use Good Guys beneficial nematodes for from Amazon, and that's the name, Good Guys. They have like you can see like ladybugs and stuff on the front, and they come in different if I don't want to call them varieties because that's not what they are, but they handle different things. You have to read, like you're reading instructions, right? They're going to tell you these nematodes will control ants. These nematodes will control slugs. These nematodes will control all three because they have one. I get the triple, which controls everything. I don't just want to control ants, or I just don't want to control slugs. I want to control everything. So I
Okay.
get the triple.
Okay. So you get the triple. You know I'm writing stuff down, right?
Okay.
So Nikki said nematodes, toes with knees. Okay, Nikki.
Now, let me tell y'all this too. There are bad nematodes which will infect your plants, and they will actually kill it. And they have beneficial nematodes that will eradicate those bad nematodes. And the bad nematodes are called root knot nematodes. You do not ever want those on your plants. And what happened to me was I went to a garden center because I got greedy. I'm growing a grapevine and I wanted two. So I bought a grapevine from the garden center. Now, when I was up potting this plant, I was looking at the roots, and the roots were like really thick. I mean, they were thick, they had bulges coming out. Come to find out, those are what root knot nematodes look like. They are very thick roots with a bunch of nodules on them.
Ooh.
So yeah, that's why I said when you get your plants, you need to separate them. I
Now,
was in a hurry. I want to say, yeah, I was trying to get it into the same container that I had another grapevine in. And when I did that, my grapevine that I had been growing for 4 years started dying. Like all of a sudden, the leaves started falling off. It started turning yellow, and the other plant also started dying. I said, well, what is going on? So I had to get to the root of the problem. And when I dug those plants up, those roots were still thick, like the plant was living, but the plant was all the way dead. So root knot nematodes are bad for your garden.
so I know you discussed the beneficial nematodes. The
Right.
question is, how do you manage pests and issues in your garden? So how do you handle diseases and other whatnots pertaining to your garden?
I'll wait for the plant to tell me what's wrong,
Okay.
especially if there's a pest infestation. All pests, I don't the majority of the pests that's in the air that's flying, like the butterflies and the flies that give you what is that, leaf miners and all of that. I don't too much concern myself with those because in my opinion you should not uh unalive a bug unless you see it. Because if you go out there just willy-nilly spraying and doing all these things, your plant is not going to be able to fight off those pests. But if you treat your soil, which I do a lot of treatments in my soil, and the main thing
I need a
that I
tray.
what happened? Oh, the main thing that I use in my soil that I'm finding very beneficial is the neem cake. Now, neem cake is different than neem oil. Neem cake is actually the byproduct of the neem tree that comes from the bark and it's crushed up.
Okay.
Excuse me one good time.
Looking forward. Welcome in.
But
Catherine
yeah,
said, "My gut is yeah, her gut is her problem too." Uncle Bama asked the question: Is a spoon of vinegar as good for you that they say? I think it's that apple cider vinegar with the mother in it.
yeah. It's the apple cider vinegar I would say would be better than the regular white distilled vinegar if you want to start you taking it, but they both are pretty much the same. And you don't have to use it like a spoonful because I found that to be very gross. Because when I started doing vinegar shots, I was like, I can't, this is just, mm-mm. So I mix everything in my food and I've turned to fermented because fermented is the best thing for your health. I mean,
For
for your
your
gut
gut.
health.
It is. I
Yeah.
heard that too. Yeah, I heard
Not
that too.
ferment from water to vegetables, everything.
Looking forward, and GT Junior, welcome in. Looking forward said, "What zone are you in?"
I'm in zone 6A, Ohio.
Okay.
And we can drop down to minus 15 degrees. That's the coldest I've experienced it here. Celsius, I mean Fahrenheit. Why in the heck would I say Celsius?
I
Cha cha.
know. G2 said Fox Farm ain't cheap, you know. And then
Right. And you
Ca-
get what you pay for. I'm gonna
Catherine
say
said,
that. If
all
you go
your
buy some
soil.
$2 soil, expect $2 results.
Exactly.
And just
Catherine
when you
said,
go to that's another thing. I know I'm probably gut punching a lot of people, but when you go to the store and you see these soils on the shelf, you don't know how long they've been there. And then they say they have other things that are added to the soil. Well, how long has it been in there before it was actually shipped to where you have to get it from, which is it still alive? Is the soil even your soil has to be alive? And I know for a fact that Fox Farm soil is alive, and I
okay.
can prove it. All of my you can look under microscopes and all. I look under microscopes at stuff too. So you have to be really involved with your plants in order to know what you feed them.
um, Catherine said, all your soil preferences are expensive, G Mama.
I
You
wouldn't
know
call
that?
it expensive. I would just say it's because I wasn't able to build my soil. Now, if I could build my soil with natural resources, yes, it would be totally different. But because of the fact that I have to purchase the soil, I'm going to purchase the best because I want the best inside. I just want the best. I don't want to take no shorts.
So when you purchase this soil that you buy that costs a and two toes,
It
um,
goes on sale sometimes. Sometimes I can get it for like $10 at the garden center.
is this soil something that you buy every time you get ready to put your bed to rest or whatever you're doing? Do you replenish
No,
that
I
soil?
don't.
Okay.
No, and matter of fact, I've got into the practice where now I use cover cropping inside of my containers. So if there's nothing growing in there, I'll plant stuff in there, and it can be like random seeds, as long as that soil is active, it will continue to hold the microbes that it needs in order to produce that next plant.
Okay. Okay. Is Foxfire the same thing as Fox Farm?
I didn't hear you.
Is Foxfire the same thing as Fox Farm? Because
No,
Uncle Bama
Fox
says
Farm is
Foxfire
actually
is high.
spelled Foxfarm.
Okay. No, I was asking you because Uncle Bama said Foxfire is high, but it is good. So I was wondering, is that the same thing as
Yeah, no,
Fox
I don't
Farm?
know about Foxfire.
Okay. Hey, don't hurt the harvest. Welcome in. David said, very informative. I use your
Thank you,
suggestion
kindly.
today for the snail. What suggestion did you have for the snail, G Mom?
For the snails, Epsom salts. And okay, I know how to unalive a lot of stuff because that's what I do. They be eating my junk, so I ain't got time to play with them. But baking soda also. Baking soda
Okay.
will do the same thing, but you have to be careful. You cannot just go out there throwing stuff around like you be seeing a lot of people just putting it out there. Insects
Mhm.
are smart, especially ants and snails. And when they get to a line, they will not cross it because they can see it. So if you can see it, it's too much.
Hey, girl, dad.
And you can use either one. You can either mix it with water or you can use it plain. It's just your choice, and you have to watch your plant because your plant will also tell you if they like it or if they don't. So it's best to start out with small amounts and work your way up. If you keep the reason I start with small amounts is because a lot of times the small amount will get it done.
Okay.
Whereas I can start with like a teaspoon, and if I see that the problem still exists, I'll increase it to a tablespoon. After the problem is dwindling down, then I'll go back down to my teaspoon, and I measure everything. I don't just throw stuff out. I just can't do it. Like if you just throw it out, how you gonna know what to use next time? So I just don't do that.
Okay. Marigold roots kill root knot nematodes.
Marigolds killed? No, no, because I had like there was a plant mix that I tried, and I think it was marigolds, VTech, and another herb. They did not. It takes a long time. I wanted something to rapidly get it done, so that's why I chose the so they might work, but I didn't have that time to do. So I'm not gonna say that it don't work, but I know that the amount of time that it takes to work, I ain't had that type of time to do.
Olives, hey, welcome in. Sugar depletes minerals out your bones. That's why my bones hurt. Because I got so much
Yeah,
sugar in them.
I have a lot of bone issues. I was bad with the sugar, very bad.
Beneficial nematodes are excellent insects your garden. They work miracles.
Yes, they do.
Uncle Bammy called you the plant whisperer.
That's a new one.
Twin said, do you treat your garden with nematodes every growing season?
No, like I said, with pests, if you don't see the pests, you should not. The plants can, it's mainly the soil. If your soil is healthy and your plant is healthy, they can fight off those bugs. They won't even allow those butterflies everybody be having problems with and beetles. If your soil is healthy, your plant will not allow those plants to take over. The insects choose the weakest link. So the weakest plant is what they will attack first, and then the rest of them, if they'll become infected because of that.
Okay. Hey Laura's Garden, welcome in. For those of you all who coming in, we are speaking with Gmama Growz Hard in the Garden. If you don't know who she is,
Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. And
So
y'all know
Olive,
I usually speak to everybody. So
I know
yeah,
because
I'm
you be
having
down in the
difficulties
chat.
trying to work my brain and all this other stuff. So
I'm
yeah.
just grateful you are one of my guests. So if
Well,
anybody
thank
else
you.
wants to be a guest, please let me know. I want Twin to come up here too. Olive said, "Do you ever regrow any vegetables or fruit you get from the store, like pineapples, onions, garlics?" G Mom ain't going no store. I can answer that as far as those vegetables.
Facts. The last time I went to the store, I did get a pineapple, and I'm still growing that. I want to say maybe it was like 2022, and I haven't gotten a pineapple yet. But I got some pretty leaves. I don't mind growing the plant. I know eventually it's gonna do what it's gonna do, and I ain't rushing it.
Okay. Teaser says, if you make your own vinegar, it's much easier to swallow. It's not as harsh as store-bought apple cider vinegar.
True.
Fox Farm has great ingredients in it.
Yes. And
Uh,
they list their ingredients. If you find the soil and it does not list their ingredients, I don't think it's soil all through that bag.
Okay. I know I was watching Homestead Heart yesterday, the day before yesterday, and she had a video. Hey, Chris, welcome in. She had a video that she got some watermelons from store bought watermelons, and she thinks she got poison because she got sick
My
instantly after eating the watermelon.
yes, it's at that the vegetables take in whatever you put in.
Yeah. I
And I've
collect
switched from a
snails.
lot. The only synthetic fertilizer that I use right now is for my hydroponics, simply because you cannot use compost tea and organic fertilizers inside of hydroponics.
Okay. So, what would be your hold on, let me pull my thing back up.
Let me get
uh
my phone so I can try to see too.
okay. Collect snail compost for protein. Is there a okay. If there is visible earthworms, red worms, etc., mean your soil is healthy. Worms produce the best soil natural positives. But
Yes, and I've been vermicomposting since I started growing indoors also. I started that in about 2018 or 2019 also. So if
okay.
using
Hey Angel G.
vermicompost, which is farming your own worms, you will be a lot better off.
I follow a girl that does that. She has a worm farm or whatever you want to call it.
Yes,
Yeah.
very beneficial.
Yeah. So I can deal with the worm quicker than I can deal with the snake. Yeah. You can give me thank you so much for that, G Mama. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm trying to see if anybody else has any more questions. Boo just said, I'm a Fox Farm. Fox, that is a tongue twister
All
right
right,
there, baby. I'm a
Bougie.
Fox Farm
Let's
fan.
grow.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, if you try, because I have tried other soils. The only soil that I have not tried, simply because, well, I ain't gonna say what it's simply because, but I haven't tried Miracle Grow. But I've
Okay.
tried the other ones, and they're okay, but it's just they just do not compare to the Fox Farm, because I even tried the Coco Coir, like the bricks. Oh my God, that stuff gets so hard and dry. Like, what is it? It's this can't be. So yeah,
Okay.
it's all
Catherine
in the
said
product.
that wasn't a store bought watermelon. It was one her husband brought from a guy on the side of the road.
Oh Lord,
Wow.
that is
I knew it didn't
why.
come from her garden. It came from
Nah, they
somewhere
couldn't
else.
have if it made her sick.
Neem's oil is expensive.
It is. And neem cake, y'all, is, I'm gonna say neem cake is way better than neem oil, simply because you can make neem cake into a tea, which I do. And I use it like compost tea. So another thing that I do is I alternate what I do as far as pest control. Pest control is ongoing. Once you have a pest, you have to keep treating for that pest even though you don't see it again. Let's
Good night,
say you
Uncle
go
Bammy.
out and spray uh, for a pest that you happen to see.
Mhm.
The next day, it might not be there because it's going to know that that's not the place to be. But in another day, which is 2 days, that pest will be back. So you want to change up your mode of attack, let's say. Let's say you go out and you spray with cayenne. Okay. The next time you come out with something different, onion. The next time you come out, mix them up. Use cayenne and onion. It's just different things, and there are a lot of pest control methods that can be done out there
Okay.
with natural ingredients because I can't do chemicals, period. So I don't buy store bought stuff like that.
Okay. Safe travels, Uncle Bammy. Soil could become moldy sitting in a plastic bag too long.
Okay, I can see the chat now.
Okay. So the next question I have is, can you describe a challenging garden situation you overcame and how you handled it?
Uh, yeah, I would say my last move is when I was moving my containers, the ants just were coming out of my containers like water. Like if you touch a pot, ants just come to the top and they just run out. Like, oh my God. So with that in mind, that's how I found the beneficial nematodes because I went to the garden center and I was like, is there anything that can be used to get rid of these ants that is not chemical based? When he said biological use other insects, I was like, huh? Other insects. I don't understand what's going on here. And then they showed me everything. He had a pamphlet with what they treat, and and it was high. I was like, oh my God, I can't afford this. This is a lot of money. And then I thought about them ants. I say, baby, them ants gotta go. We just gonna have to drop these coins and hope and pray that this will work. And that's what I did. So that's how I was introduced to beneficial nematodes because I was like, shoot, I cannot take no ants in my house whatsoever. Like, and they just was,
Chris is speaking to you.
Hello, Kenneth Wilkerson.
Olive Pepper said, "This is so interesting. Love this garden topic. Looking
Thank
forward,
you.
say
Thank
duly
you.
noted."
Yeah.
Okay. Um, how do you manage your workload and prioritize tasks in a busy garden schedule?
Um, I use a journal and I'm trying my best to stick to it.
Okay.
When I get up, I do, me, my bunny, and then my plants. So I have to work accordingly. And every couple of days, I have to go outside and do outside stuff too. So mainly journaling so I know what I'm doing, when I'm doing, and if I've done that before. Because, like I said, I'm not a repeater. So if I do something, it's not going to be in the same day. It might be days later. So if
Okay.
I'm feeding, I'll just say I do feed them Fridays, wet them Wednesdays, you know, that's how I keep up because my brain just won't remember, and I'll be like, did I feed them today or did I? Because with container gardening, it's a constant feeding schedule. I mean, you
Yeah.
have to be on point with your plants, and you don't want to feed them the same thing all the time because they're not requiring the same things all the time. As a matter of fact, if you're looking at your plants and you're admiring how green it is compared to the other plants, you're probably giving that plant a little too much nitrogen. because
Okay.
plants require all three: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. And once they hit that next stage, which is the should be the flowering stage, you should switch totally from nitrogen because you don't want it to produce leaves any longer. You want that fruit to develop.
Okay. Um, Catherine said, I have blisters on my legs now because I was standing in an ant bed and didn't know it.
Oh Lord, that is awful. Sorry
I,
about that, sweetie. Ooh,
great information. Thanks so
thank
much.
you.
Okay. Olive said, is lime put around a garden good for helping the soil's pH?
Lime, I'm not sure. I don't use lime. I use I don't know what's the equivalent to calcium. Um oyster shell. I use oyster shell powder.
Okay. Devora said, G Mama dropping gems, loving this discussion.
Thank you kindly.
Booze said, that's a good idea. Freedom, feed them Friday and wet them Wednesday.
I got some more like soak 'em Sunday and
Hold on, I'm writing them down. Freedom Friday.
yep,
Wet them Wednesday.
soak 'em Sunday
Soak them
and
Sunday.
Monday maintenance. It's just you just come up with what you do as a routine and you want to stick with your routine. Like once a week I go out here and then I might, as far as weeds don't bother me because I feel they're beneficial and most of them are medicinal. So I don't concern myself with weeds. If they there, then hey, I might eat it. I don't know. I'm just saying.
So
I know I ain't growing nothing poisonous, so it can't hurt me.
what are you growing for the fall?
For the fall, it's gonna be tricky because
What she
I'm
said.
trying to come back indoors. And what I mean by that is I'm going to be bringing my greens as far as my lettuce and my kales and things like that. I'm going to be bringing them indoors, and I'm going to have like my perennial herbs and bushes are only going to be outside, right? Once I figure out how I want to do it. So I might not be doing fall planting and stuff like everybody else because I'm doing hydroponics indoors, and I got a big enough system now that I can eat greens every day without a problem. And that's
Okay.
what I've been working up towards. It took me a long time to get here.
Do you do if you had to choose one,
hmm
hydroponics or the
Don't say
container garden or the
don't
container
say
garden, and if you can only do one, which one would it be?
it. That's a hard one. Oh, that's a hard one. I'm gonna go with hydroponics.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Why
go with
would so
hydroponics
why
on that.
would you choose that answer?
Hydroponics simply because I've been doing it longer than I've been growing in soil. So I would choose hydroponics. But at the same time, soil, I think I might. Soil, you can do stuff with soil that you can't do in hydroponics. So it's a toss up.
Yeah. I was wondering when I asked that question, like, okay, she gonna be like, why,
Yeah,
Tampa?
I'm
Why?
torn with that because with soil you can be more organic. So soil
Okay.
is more organic than hydroponics, I feel.
So Roro said, when you switch from using your nitrogen filled fertilizers, what do you use for your P and K?
You want to use something for blooms and to promote fruits. So I'm trying to get away from looking at the the K's and the P's because I already know what my N's are. So I'm mostly doing blackstrap molasses now. And I do buy two because I don't want to be using stuff that I use for my plants, getting them interchanged with the stuff that I use in the kitchen. So I buy separate things, even though sometimes it's the same thing. But my main go-to as far as my P and K, it would be the blackstrap molasses because it's so full, it's so nutrient dense.
Okay. Do you ever use coffee grains?
No, I don't drink coffee. But I did when I had first started gardening in containers because everybody was saying, oh, coffee grounds, blah, blah, blah. But after a while, I found that coffee, it's really not all of that as the hype. Not to me, in my opinion. I don't take it personal, but coffee grounds, it's kind of like pepper. It does a little bit more than what you need it to do, and it takes a long time to do it. Well, I ain't gonna say like pepper. Pepper is not like that, but coffee
Okay.
grounds take a long time to do what needs to be done. And yeah, I grow in a container, so I don't want that time to give.
Okay. So Teasy said lime is good if you need to add acidity to your soil. It also adds provided nutrients and minerals to the plants. Not sure who asked about lime. Hope this helps.
Yeah, I don't use lime, so I don't know anything about that.
And Bougie said, I went there. GT said hydroponics for the win. Mike
Oh yeah.
said tough one.
Indoor crew, back
And
to
G
back.
yeah, GT say soil for root vegetables for me.
Yes, very much so. Because I'm trying to figure out how I can get these radishes in this hydroponic unit.
Uh,
So I ain't done that yet.
so looking forward said G Mama, if you made t-shirts for your dating garden reminders, I would buy it.
That's what's up. I didn't even think about that, but
And
yeah.
Bougie said that's a good idea.
Yes, it is. Yes, indeed.
G Hug, how you feeling?
Right, sis. One time.
Yes, worms are natural compositors. They produce the best nutrient dense pH soil.
Yes,
Keep
yes.
indoor crew. Everybody saying indoor crew.
That's what's up.
Okay. Um.
Ooh, I stopped sweating, so I must be doing all right.
Oh yeah, you know I don't know what Nikki is because I thought Nikki had my back. What she at? She must have fell
Yeah,
asleep
she just
on me.
came off Wind Down Wednesdays. Them drinks must have caught up.
Yeah, I
Look at the
have been
drinks. Let me
watching.
drink this one.
I forgot about Wind Down Wednesday because I was
Mm-hmm.
so engrossed into this self-made the life of the Madam CJ Walker. They got a little
Right.
series that I'm watching. So I've been watching. They got 4 little episodes. I just been watching that back and back.
What you
And
watching
when
it on?
Netflix,
Oh, good. I might have to go check that out myself.
yep, Netflix. Catherine said Nikki is early to bed. Urban Chronicle said I did radishes. I'm hydroponics. It's the size of a bean. It needs tons of feed if you expect any buds.
Wait, what happened?
I did radishes. I'm hydroponics. It's the size of a bean. I'm thinking she's saying in a
She
hydroponics. It's the
did.
size of a bean.
Okay. It's the sign. Okay, I get it. I get it. Yeah. She said
And
it didn't produce a bulb as big as she would like.
okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm
it's in the dirt. Welcome, welcome, welcome,
still got to
welcome.
figure out how to do that.
Yep. Catherine said I'll buy not yeah, Catherine said I'll buy the shirt too.
Sound like I need to get some merch.
But exactly. Booja said it's too late for Nikki. What you need? Psych. I'm just kidding. Nikki, baby. I know Nikki done laid down. Teaser said,
Them
I
drinks
saw that
kicked
seed,
in.
Miss
Look,
Tampa.
I was ready to lay down too. I said, no, let me go and get up because I got to get on here with Tampa. If I lay down, it's going to be a missed show.
Yeah,
Missing
cause
in
I
action.
I got a text talking about something. You cancel? Is you okay? That was last night, G Mama.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, she canceled and I didn't because it came up on my community tab. I was like, wait, she done canceled? Child, bye. I guess I
I
should have read the top and seen what the date
exactly.
was.
Exactly. Cause I would have emailed you or text you. I got your phone number, so you know I would have called you. But that was last night. So Deborah
Hmm.
has a question. Guys, don't forget if you have a gardening or a hydroponic question and you new or you just
Okay.
have a question for G Mama, put it in the chat, then we can ask her. So Devorah said, is there anything special that should be done when transplanting from hydroponics to a container?
Yes, you make sure that the soil is very moist. You don't want the soil to be soaking sopping wet because there's a transition point that that plant has to go through in order to make it into the soil and survive. Because I don't know who started the water roots and soil roots. There is no difference in the root structure of the plants except they need to adjust to the environment that they're in, because you can also take a plant from the soil and put it into your hydroponic unit and that plant will also experience the same amount of shock. So it's just a matter of letting the plant adjust to its environment, and you don't want to immediately have it in the sun or underneath your grow lights. Once you take them out, you want to give that plant somewhere where it can rest and figure out what it's supposed to do while it's in the soil. So you want to put it in a shaded area, or you want to move it away from your grow lights so that it can transition into whatever it's going to transition into.
Okay. Can you recommend a dwarf tomato and cucumber for indoors?
Right now I'm growing the pickling dwarf pickling cucumber. Or it's not a dwarf. It's called a bush pickling cucumber. Yeah, whenever you want to grow something indoors and specifically hydroponics, you want to look for dwarf or micro dwarf,
Okay.
especially if you're growing in uh, the countertop, what are they called? Arrow gardens and stuff like that. They cannot handle big root structures. So you don't want to put a regular seed, even though they tell you, yeah, you can grow a regular seed in there. But what they ain't going to tell you is how to take care of that plant once it gets to a certain height. So when you're doing that, you also need to root prune when you're growing in these units, because those roots will mess up your hydroponic unit, because those roots will grow so massive that it'll mess up your pump and whatever else that you have in there. So every now and then, and as a matter of fact, I can tell you this right now, if you are using an arrow garden or anything of the sort, you need to go in there and remove some of those roots. That plant is going to be all right. It is not going to go through shock. It is not going to die. You just remove a little bit of those roots so that the rest of the plants can do what they got to do also. But roots are very important. Don't be scared to handle your roots. They are sensitive, but when you're transplanting, the bigger the plant, the bigger the shock. I always try to transplant my plants when they're small versus if they're big.
G Hud says, so I can't grow a tree in a hydroponics.
No, ma'am.
She tried.
That's not happening. But you can if you build your own hydroponic system using a bucket. because a bucket is big enough. You can get a 5 gallon bucket or whatever size bucket that's large enough to hold the water, and you can cut a hole in the top. And yes, they make net baskets. That's what they're called, net pots that go in hydroponic units that are big enough to grow a tree inside of.
Okay. Um, hey, okay, I'm missing something. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute.
But
Let
those
me
bigger plants, they will definitely, those roots, and especially if you're growing a regular size plant, they're going to bust out of those containers, especially if you're feeding it good.
So, do when you first started gardening,
Mhm.
name a vegetable that was very difficult for you to grow.
Hmm. Cucumbers. Oh my God. I did not know. Yes, because this is how I was introduced to the bush cucumber, just like the dwarf and bush tomatoes. I was growing regular sized cucumbers, and when you grow a cucumber produces vines, extra
Mhm.
vines outside, like suckers. You know how they say tomatoes sucker? Cucumbers also sucker when they grow. So that was like the hardest thing that I had to learn how to grow was the cucumbers.
All good information. Urban said cauliflower gives me a lot of problems.
Yeah, that's hard because it takes so long. You want cauliflower. I want my cauliflower like I want tomatoes. I want them suckers in 30 days, 60 days, but that ain't happening. And
So,
yeah, that ain't happening. It take a long time for cauliflower. Matter of fact, the cauliflower that I grew for the hashtag WIG, it just fruited like last month. And I started that in December. So that's 6 months for a cauliflower head.
I have a rubber tree plant that has become root bound, and I cut some of the pot, and I'm trying to get suggest or suggestions.
Yeah. With I would suggest with any plant, once you take it, you can remove it. I mean, if it's busted out of the pot already, that means it's time to move it into a bigger container. But at the same time, I don't move a lot of my plants into bigger containers just because the roots are massive. I go in and, like I say, I cut off the bottom half of the roots because that plant is going to be okay. So my suggestion would be to go in and clean up and amend the soil and remove the bottom half of the leaf. I mean, the bottom half of the roots. Don't go halfway up the plant. Only go like a third of the way. That's the recommended, is a third of the way. So that's what I'm gonna say is a third of the way up from the bottom of the plant. Just cut it all the way off.
Boo just said garden is a problem for me.
We know, Bougie. We know, but you're doing great. You're doing great.
Hey, Ten, welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for coming in.
Hello, everyone. I didn't greet. Don't forget to
No,
smash that like button, y'all.
we appreciate you. We appreciate you. G Mama is a wealth of information. You would think she was a certified master grower.
Oh, well,
Showed you
thank
how
you, but
deep
I
the love
am
for
not a
something.
master gardener.
Encourage you to learn.
Matter of fact, I'm an autodidact gardener. That is my motto. I am an autodidactic gardener, which means I have learned everything that I know from growing everything that I grow. Yes, my grandmother did garden and I went out there sometimes, but I was more of an athletic person than I was in the garden with her. So I didn't gardening didn't interest me then. And yeah, I really didn't start gardening until I was almost 50. Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
right.
So I got two-part question. You told
Okay.
us what was something that was most difficult, which was cucumbers.
Hmm.
What vegetable or herb would you automatically have in your garden no matter what. This one vegetable or fruit or herb you got to have, and it's going to always be in your garden as long as you can grow it. And what would you never grow again? Like what?
Wow. Hmm, girl, you coming up with some good ones. I think I would always have to have some type of green or lettuce
Okay.
because pretty much that's what I'm living off of right now is greens and, herbs and lettuce. What I won't grow again is a regular I don't know. I'm gonna say peanuts. Because
Really?
I didn't have, yeah, I grew peanuts and I really didn't have the space for it. And I struggled, man, I struggled with them peanuts just because I didn't have a big enough area for them to grow in. If I would have had a big enough area or even some land, I would grow peanuts. But right now, I wouldn't do that right now.
Okay. Okay. Um, what's your favorite season to be outside in and why?
I don't have a favorite season. I like them all because I'm even out there in the snow. But I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to I don't know. I'm trying to be more versatile. Because if I just want to be out there in the summertime, I can't grow everything in the summertime because everything don't want to grow in the summertime. And my greens taste better when it's cold.
Yeah, I like the winter. I like out of all the seasons, winter is my favorite.
Yeah, because right now my tree collards are horrible. I'm eating them things like, oh my goodness, why is they so bitter? But when it's the winter, when the cold hits them, it's like, woo, they melt in my mouth type delicious. Like, yes, this is what I've been waiting on. So each season hits differently. So I'm gonna say I don't have a best. I like them all as long as I can grow.
That's true. That is true. So for a beginner gardener, which if they wanted to start something but wanted to start something small,
Hmm.
back to my question again, what would you recommend them do? Hydroponics or the container?
That's a broad question because it would depend on the
Like if they had a
person
small space.
if they could and what they could afford to grow. I
Okay.
would say lettuce and herbs because you'll never go hungry like me.
True. 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 True.
If
True.
you like kales and greens and lettuces, you can use those. And then the herbs that you grow, you can mix with your salads and your sautés and things like that. So, yeah, something small that you can deal with.
Herbs in the kitchen. Bougie said, no, she didn't.
What
Hydroponics is easy for me. Talk about me when I asked about that hydroponic and container again.
hydroponics are it just depends on the type of hydroponic unit that you're using also.
Okay.
Because there
Okay.
are a lot of easy hydroponic units out there.
Looking forward said, what is your favorite greens to grow and why?
Okay, check this out. My favorite greens to grow is this variety that I can't even pronounce. But baby, they so good. And it's a green. I want to say I got them as a gift from Black's Tropical when they be giving away seeds and all of that. And it starts with a C. And it almost looked like it say Chimmy, Hisama, something. It got a J, a lot of I's, a M, a A, a
So a
S.
bunch of letters that make up a word.
Right. And those greens are delicious. Like, oh my goodness, I couldn't even. So yeah, probably those. And I like red bok choy also.
Okay. G Mama, not G Mama, shoot. G Hood, you know I be saying you be switching you up with my Renaissance, then switching you up with G Hood. I'm like, dang, I see these G's, and it just be confusing me. Like G Hood said, will you get more G Mama Growz in the kitchen? Like I like those also. I'm guessing the videos.
Okay, I got some. I'm gonna have to. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back into my Google because I did record a lot of those. I haven't done any because I've been moving a lot lately. But yeah, I can go back and do some more in the kitchens. It's mainly just with my kefir.
Okay, keep it simple. Booze, you say.
Yes, ma'am.
How are your figs?
Wait, was that for me?
Yep. Jesus, I ain't got no figs.
Well, what had happened was when I was moving, they didn't transition very well. So none of them made it. I don't have any figs at this point. Not even my Chicago Hardy didn't make it. I'm not sure about my brown turkey because it's all the way in Michigan, so I can't do what I need to do for it. So um, but I do have a new fig coming thanks to my gardening fam, Odoms. He said he was going to send me one of the good ones that I was asking about. And, that's just, well, I ain't going to even get on that train, but thank the Lord for Odom's Homestead because he offered to, yeah, give me a fig. And I didn't even tell him that my figs had died or
Oh,
passed away or is unalive. Sorry.
sounds like the Greens Hudson grows cheese something. G Hud said, "Are you still doing kefir?" Hey, my Renaissance. My
Yes,
Renaissance said,
I
"Is it?"
am.
She said, "Chi G me see." That sound like Chinese to me.
Yes, that's it. That's those greens, baby. Them greens is so good. I got them greens growing indoors, outdoors, in hydroponics, in soil. They is growing everywhere, hunty. And I want to
Baby.
try to get some to go to seed, but it ain't happened yet. I'm surprised because I've been growing them so long. Like, how did they get these seeds? This doggone plant ain't going to flower.
My Renaissance, she broke it down for me to say it. Chi G me, Chi
That's
G me
that's the
say,
greens.
Chi
Those
G
are
me
my
say.
favorite greens right there. Yes. Delicious.
They are definitely delicious. My Renaissance gave me some sunflower microgreens.
Oh, now them is good too. Oh
You
my
can
goodness.
you can only
Yes.
plant them in the soil, like in the dirt.
No,
But
you
she
don't
gave
you don't have to do microgreens just in the soil. You can do those in let me I well what I use is called hemp fiber. And that ain't soil. It's just like a piece of fabric that holds seeds. And what I do is I sprinkle the seeds on top of the hemp fiber and they grow. And with a little practice, if you want to make your own microgreen container, you could just punch a bunch of holes in some plastic and make sure that it's something underneath there. And you can grow your own. You don't even have to use a medium for microgreens.
yeah, cause I
They're
know when she
they're meant
sent
to be,
them.
huh?
I said when she sent them to me, she wrote on there. Hold on, let me make myself huge as opposed to myself being already big. She put on there, not edible, grow in dirt only.
Oh, well, maybe she meant don't eat them, put them in the soil.
Yeah, oh yeah, she told me don't eat them things.
Yeah, because you have to plant, like, you don't want to plant them spaced out, but you don't want them so close that they're on top of each other. You want to plant them like in clumps and groups because you want them to grow small. You don't want those plants to try to develop big.
Okay.
You know how microgreens look, right?
Nope, but I'm gonna find out.
Oh, yeah, you need to look up microgreens. And when you see that They have 2 leaves. This is when you should be getting ready to eat those plants. You don't want them to get 4 leaves, 6. I have let them get like 4 leaves on them before, but usually you want to harvest those and eat them when they're just coming out of their shells.
My Renaissance sent me a picture of the. This is how they supposed to look.
Hmm.
She sent me a picture of how these microgreens are supposed to look.
Oh yeah, that's exactly. You want them to grow close together, just like that. You don't want to spread them out
Yeah,
because that's the purpose. That's why they call them nutrient dense. Also, you want to plant them densely and thickly.
yeah, that's what she gave me to grow. So
Hmm.
I'm excited. I just, I've been learning so much from you guys, and I know I can learn so
Hmm.
much from you.
Yes.
So I'm
Matter of
gonna
fact, did you write down that hemp fiber?
yep, I wrote that down.
That's what you're going to put your micro. You don't got to worry about no dirt. You're only going to have shells and roots, and you can eat the roots too, because the roots, that's where the plants get their nutrition from.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do it.
Those who may want to know Baker's Creek has that. Let me write that down. Cause baby, I be
What?
trying to figure out what that C word. I mean like my G mama, what's that C word y'all was talking about?
Yeah, cause yeah, that's where they came from. That's why I'm trying to get it to go to flower. Like I want my own seeds.
Cause baby, y'all be like, what C word, Tampa? It's a lot of C words. I'm like, you know that C word. but
I still can't pronounce it, but I know it when I see it. My Renaissance had it right on the head.
yep, she came right on in, honey, saying it. I knew she was in that background listening. She just probably wait to see if I'm gonna stick a cake in my mouth. I'm not gonna do it. I'm
Wait,
not.
she say chimichangas.
That's what I said. Chimichangas. Chimichanga. Something with a C.
Hmm.
Okay. What was the prettiest view you saw this year in your garden or someone else's garden?
In my garden, I would have to say my aster rose. Man, them flowers is so pretty. I couldn't even believe I grew them. Like, wow, look at
Look,
y'all.
spell that G Mama.
Aster, Aster, Rose, Rose.
Oh,
I
and
grew
that's a
those.
flower.
It's an herb actually, but it is a big flower. I grew those for the planter herb challenge.
So how do you use them?
Uh, right now I'm not using it because I'm just growing it, but I plan
Okay.
on using it for my skin and my hair products.
Oh, snap a doodle. So it's not,
Yeah,
you can't digest it.
it is edible. Yes, it is
So
edible.
you can make a tea with it.
Yes,
Oh,
the
snap
flower
a doodle.
petals and the leaves and everything. Yes, everything
Yeah.
that I do, everything that I grew is edible.
Okay. But G Mama, when I get on my land, I'm gonna send for you for a couple days.
Hey, I come. Look, I come too. I'm ready to get in some land outside and grow. Like, woo,
Yeah,
child,
I'm
I might
like,
not come back, but yeah,
boo, boo,
I
I'm
sure
like, G
will.
Mama, I'm gonna have to come and get you for a while, for a couple
Yes,
days.
I'll be more than happy to. I'll be like a kid going to Disneyland. Are we there yet? Are we
G, G Hud said, right? um,
there yet?
so if you had to be a plant, if you had to be a plant, what would you be and why?
uh, can I be a tree?
Well, it says plant. But if you want
Uh,
to be a tree, well, you tell me a plant and then you can tell me a tree.
okay, if I had to be a plant, I would be a banana because a banana produces fruit and you can eat the leaves. And the same thing with the tree. I would want to be a coconut tree because that was my dream tree, was to have a coconut tree. But because of my zone, I cannot grow a coconut. But I did get a jujube that's coconut flavored, hopefully,
Ju-
allegedly, and I'm
A
hoping it tastes like
jujube?
coconut. Huh?
What's a what you said a jujube?
Yes, ma'am. I just got that plan. Matter of fact, I just put a video out today
Oh, I'm gonna have to go
about.
look up that.
Yep, I just got that today. Well, I got it a couple of days ago, but the video came out today.
How you spell jujube?
Girl, Jujube, Jujube,
And it's
and
a
I
plant.
yes, and I have the cold cocoa, which tastes like coconut. They have other varieties also, which taste like different things. Some of them are like sugar cane jujube, and I don't know what the other ones taste like, but the name describes the flavor of the fruit.
Oh, okay. Presbyterian, my twin said, will have to be video. Y'all will have to video that G Mama running wild, planning everything for Tampa, and I can hear her
That will
hollering,
be a sight
Tampa,
to
you
see.
not supposed to be doing that. No, Tampa, do it this way. No, 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 no. Even the kids have got sense more than you, Tampa.
Cut it
I
out,
can
cut
hear
it
it now.
out.
Here go Bougie. Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. Teasy said a tree is a plant. Okay, I sure didn't know. I thought a tree was different than a plant, but
Yeah,
oh
a tree is actually different than a plant. It's in the plant category, I want to say anyway.
well, I guess if you plant a seed and the seed turn into a tree,
Yes, it has to be a plant before it turns into a tree.
so I
So
guess
yeah,
that
I
is
guess
that's
so.
true. That's
I can
true
see
then.
that.
Thank you, Teasy, for the lesson. I appreciate you. I don't want to be a plant unless I was a century plant. Plants don't live long enough.
Yes, they do. Plants live for hundreds of years. And they provide seeds, which gives you more plants.
That's true. That is
Plants
true.
was here before I was and gonna continue to be here after me.
So I could say, no, I can't say that because you said you just grew it. So what's your favorite cut flower?
Uh, I don't think I got a favorite cut flower. But if I had to pick one, it would probably be a rose.
Okay.
Some type of rose.
Mine would be a tiger lily.
Okay, those are
I think
pretty.
they are gorgeous to me. I can't
Mhm.
wait to plant them. Laura, she's in zone 6B. You said 6B, right?
I'm in 6A.
Oh, 6A. She's in 6A. Twin said, how about my husband heard your voice and he said, is that the lady I sent the creamer to?
Yes, sir. The one and only.
Yeah, he said she is so knowledgeable.
Well, thank you kindly. I appreciate it. I wouldn't tell y'all nothing that I don't know, for sure.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you being a guest. And yeah, I got your phone number. So if I don't know something and
That
you ain't
part.
around me, I know how to call G Mama. Like G Mama,
That
look
part.
at this.
Yep.
I'm gonna be all like the student and the teacher. I'm like, you see this picture, and I circled it out. Like, you see this? What's this right here? Is this supposed to look like that?
Yep. And I am so happy because I used to couldn't identify stuff. Now I can pretty much look at a leaf almost. Now I ain't gonna say all of them and say what that plant is. Like, wow, I'd be amazing myself. I knew what that plant was.
I know Tigsy had told me about a picture this app that I downloaded because that's how
Oh
I
yeah,
found out.
yeah. They
Yeah,
got a
that's
lot of
how.
those.
But see,
Yeah.
the one she told me about, I
Matter of fact, I
downloaded.
use picture this sometimes. I think it
Do
is
you have
called.
a subscription?
No, 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 no.
Mine have a subscription.
No, you don't need a subscription to figure. You don't have to do that
I
because I.
paid for it because it identify other stuff.
You can do the same thing on Google with your Google lens when it tell you to point your
I don't
camera at.
trust Google.
Girl, bye.
Well, that's how I
That,
was able
and
to
as a matter of
identify.
fact, I'm gonna tell you, you need at least two apps because sometimes it's not the correct plant, and
Yeah, she told me that
another
too.
app will come up with it. So you need at least two to figure out is this the plant that I'm talking about. But with you being the person that you are, the best place for you to find it is in a book
Exactly, and that's why I keep
because the
collecting the
book will
plenty
break it
books.
down from the plant, from the leaves, how many lobes it's supposed to have, to what it's supposed to look. It's the book is gonna be the truth.
1 second, 1 second, 1 second. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second.
Okay, I'm looking at the chat.
While I'm getting this right here, I'm gonna ask you another question. What are some of your silliest garden mishaps?
I don't know where to start on that one. Well, since I'm touching my glasses, I might as well start with my glasses. But what had happened was I was outside one day and I think I might have been watering my plants. Man, tell me why a mosquito or a fly, it could have been, but it was making a buzzing noise. This would have been a good one for confessions on yeah, this would have been a good one. But while I was out there, I was swinging and I swung so hard, I knocked my glasses off my face. I was like, oh my God, where did my glasses go? So I'm looking around, looking around. My glasses didn't fall on the ground. They hooked onto my okra plant in the middle of the okra plant. So I couldn't see them, but they was dangling like this. I was like, Lord, I done knocked my glasses off. And I think I did get that on video because I was recording while I was out there. Then I was like, I just kept feeling like these flies and these mosquitoes. And I swung so hard, I knocked my glasses off. I was like, Lord, where they go? I was looking all over the place. But yeah, they was in the pot where they had wrapped around my okra. I was like, thank y'all for catching my glasses because they probably would have broke if they would have hit the ground.
Wow. You remind me of that story I was watching. Twin. She was outside in her garden. Twin is Presbyterian. If you was watching her video, she was outside. All of a sudden, I just saw her do this. And I'm like, what you doing? She done knocked her hair wrapper off and she thought it was a bug. So, so I'm glad
Here's
she didn't
mine.
edit.
Hold
I
on.
know I'm glad she didn't
It
edit
was-
it out because it was so funny. So I get it when we doing stuff. I'm like, what?
Yes, I couldn't even believe it was butter. Like what? Whew.
Ooh, we wait a minute. I would have paid money to see that. You gotta you gotta pass that. I'll go. You gotta post that. It'll go viral.
You can't see me knocking my glasses off, but you can see me reaching down and picking them up out the pot. I was like, I can't even
Wow.
believe I did no mess like that. Like these bugs. Ugh.
Bougie said that sound like me slapping myself up trying to get away from the bug. And Presbyterian
Uh,
said, yep, I remember that video. Yes, honey. She had done dropped that wrapper on her and thought it was something on her. And I was killing myself laughing.
I'm trying to see
Uh,
it. I can't see.
oh, so this is what I got up to go get.
Oh, there go Nikki. Hey, Nikki.
Hey, Nikki. You see it, G Mama?
Huh? Girl, no. Wait a
Hold on.
minute.
Let me make myself
Oh,
big.
Feel the Wild Edibles. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, so I collect plenty books. So
Yeah, yeah. So that's good.
And
And it's better to have a
it's
book
got
out
some
there.
Drake.
Yeah, the book is a better reference to me.
And I had a Peterson Field guide to medicinal herbs
Mm-hmm.
and the mushrooms.
Yeah, just like having more than one app, having more than one book.
Exactly. I know my neighbors think I'm crazy. Jesus. Hey, Bob Brownlee, welcome in. Appreciate you coming.
Yeah.
I knocked my glasses off and earrings out my ear after walking in a spider web and swatting nets multiple times. Wow.
Oh, them spider webs now. Oh my goodness. Don't even get me started on the spider webs because that's just ridiculous. I keep my head covered up when I'm out there.
Messed me up when that man that forester was walking my property and I was asking him about what type of snakes out there. And McKinney and McKinney was like, "You got spiders on your back. You got spiders on
I
your back."
got
So the snake part went out my brain, and the spiders, and I didn't have nothing on my head. That's all I kept
baby,
thinking. Something was
if you
wrong
don't
with
take
me.
nothing else from me, cover your hair when you out there in that garden because you just don't know. Because that's why I cover up mine because I just don't know. Like I ain't got that type of time to do. I don't
Baby,
want it on my scalp. I don't want it in my hair. I don't want it on my head, period.
G mama, I thought someone was crawling in my head the whole time I was walking. I kept doing this, and he
Ooh,
was like, and
girl,
I
you
ain't
make mm-mm.
the man that told me we had copperhead and a
Ooh.
couple other more snakes out there, right? I
Mm,
wasn't paying no attention to none of that. I was like, "Oh my God, it's something in my head." He said,
girl. Ooh,
"No, it's not." I was like,
okay.
"I can
Ooh,
feel
look.
it."
Ooh.
Baby, hold on. I got to clear my eyes out. They got water
I
in. I got to be able to
know.
see. Hold
Hold on.
on. Okay, everybody speaking. I knew Nikki was still woke. She she
Had to take a
dozed off.
break.
She dozed off, and she talking about some.
Oh
Hey,
Lord, I
I've
gotta put
been
my
here
charger
watching.
in a whole one time. I was
Okay,
I was prepared this time.
let's.
I think it's charging. Oh
Okay.
yeah, there we go.
Uh,
My phone been on for a long time.
Hey, Miss
Battery
Kia
juice is
Parks,
low.
welcome in. Kia said, I wear two headnets, hairnet. And see, I wasn't even thinking about it when I went down there. I was like, forgot about it. And then the man was like, y'all got some tick spray. I said, what's that? He said, to keep the ticks out. I said, no. So he brought his tick spray and sprayed us down. Girl, I wasn't thinking about nothing but
Yeah,
spiders
you
in
gotta
my head.
protect yourself. Matter of fact,
Girl,
when I was introduced to some crazy bugs when I was in Louisiana. I used to live in Louisiana when I was in the military. They had these bugs called chiggers. You ever heard of them before?
that making me itch now.
Baby, them bugs don't bite you. They go into your dermis layer, the top layer of your skin, and that's where they eat. I was like, oh my God, what are those?
That's like what chicks do, don't they? They embed themselves in your. Yeah,
Yeah, they go inside of your skin and mm,
I
chiggers
took
ain't what you want.
G Hud said I took my electric tennis racket outside today at noon for the mosquitoes. I thought they came out at
Yes.
night. Tampa, you making G Mama itch. Hell, I'm making myself itch. You don't have to tell me twice, warning my PA hat on from me now. I know I like bougie hat that she got. And I'm gonna have
Mm,
to find me a couple of them because baby, I can't do it. I
you
got
need some
two
hair
blood
color.
pressure.
I don't care what nobody else doing. I don't care if you don't like tying your. That's you, baby. You go head on with your bad self. But me and my hair, I'm covering my
And,
head up.
and I wasn't even thinking when I walked that. I was like, oh no. Hey
Mm-hmm.
TA, welcome in, welcome in. I always cover my
Hey,
head.
PI.
put on long sleeve boots. I don't care
Yes,
how
that's
hot
why I
it
want to
is.
get some of those sleeves. I want some of those. I want it all, and I need some gloves that got the protection from the thorns because I'm getting plants now with thorns on them, and it's hard to get in there and handle them with them regular gloves. Them little matter of fact, my stinging nettle go right through my gloves and be stinging me. I'll be like, oh my god, these gloves ain't thick enough. But they do make gloves that are thick enough for like rose bush thorns and stuff like that. So yeah,
Mhm.
those will be my next investments, our sleeves and those gloves.
Yeah, Jag said he wear thermal sleeves every
Hmm.
day when he out. Um,
Yeah, you gotta be covered up unless you want to be the what's on the menu when you go out there.
Baby, them skeeters down in Mississippi bite through your clothes. I don't care what you got on,
They
long
do.
sleeve, nothing.
They,
They
yeah,
gonna
I
bite.
know.
Catherine said, my husband laid his head on my lap one day and I saw a spider crawling on his back. I like to broke his neck jumping up.
Ooh,
She
child.
came towards me talking about knock it off and I ran away from him.
Wait, I gotta see if I can see. I can't see nothing,
I
baby. Bye.
know. That yes, they had them in Tennessee. We have them here
Wow.
in the moss grows on the trees. Uh, look, nigga say I'm itching too. the, the Louisiana, you say,
Mm,
baby.
yeah,
I got to
PIA, I'm
get
about to
in.
hit you up for a couple of them good hats. Know that.
I got to get
Forgot what
into
she called them. It's a fancy name for them, but yeah, I'm gonna need about two of them. So when I'm
exactly.
watching
I'm gonna
one, I can
need.
have one on deck.
I need several of them, honey. Me and Mackenzie. I got to get in the
Mm-hmm.
habit of wearing long sleeve. Yeah, you and me too, Bayou. PIA made my hat at Tampa. Okay. I'm gonna have to
Mm-hmm.
reach out to him.
Yes, and they are beautiful.
Catherine says she in Mississippi deep south. What part, Catherine?
Mm,
PIA has. Oh, okay. I was thinking like how people be in the garden with shorts and short sleeve. But I watched this girl. I just
uh-uh.
subscribed to her channel the other day. She have dresses, flip flops, booty shorts, tank tops, all in the
You
garden.
want me to give you their secret? They treat their garden before they go out there, so it ain't no insects out there.
Oh, the snakes out there.
No, I'm talking about those flying bugs. Like
Oh, okay.
you know how Hands in the Dirt said he used that thermocell,
Hmm.
stuff like that. Because I use a candle, a citronella candle,
Okay.
and all you gotta do is burn something around, and those flying insects won't be around. So that's
But
how
is
you keep
that
them off
healthy?
for you.
But is that healthy for your plants and your fruits?
Yeah, it don't bother them.
Okay, mosquito
Especially if
bite
you use
is
something
nice.
natural. You can like lemongrass and just don't burn no pepper, baby, or you'll be choking to death.
Catherine said mosquitoes bite through pants. They be tearing my body meat up down in
Mhm,
Mississippi, baby, because that's where I'm from, baby. I didn't care how many clothes we had on. Them things
mhm.
would get through.
And it's the worst if you got on jeans. Like, oh man.
Exactly. Tampa, stop scratching. You making me itch. By you, I was still thinking about, man. I still feel like something. I be like,
Yeah,
cause you know, if a spider get in your head, they can lay eggs in your head. And
yeah.
I be
And you
like,
wouldn't
I
even
got exactly, I got too much hair to be.
right.
No, me too, by you. What's up, Sweet Thumb? I've been looking for you, Sweet
Hey, sweet
Pie.
thumb.
Tampa, you finna opera putting holes in your tires if you keep this up. What? Tampa, you finna. What? What Sweet Thumb talking about? He
What
must be
happened?
sleep. Sweet Thumb sleep talking. He sleep typing. That's good to know. My bugs are a beast. Hey, Sylvia, welcome in, welcome in. Catherine, what part of Mississippi you in? I'm from Mississippi. I'm from
You
Greenwood.
finna put Oprah hole.
I got bit 3 times today. Ooh. Yeah, it
Mm.
feels like needles.
But if y'all got plants, y'all can use y'all plants outside, especially for like mosquito bites and stuff like that. I know it's gonna sound weird, but it's called a poultice. And if you outside and you take a leaf off of, let's say, lamb's ear, mullein, plants like that, if you chew those plants and put them on your insect bites, it'll start to heal it and it'll stop the itching.
I heard that too. I knew that about mullet.
I use
Um,
lamb's ear a lot because that's what I had more of.
LG said, no matter what I use, mosquitoes chase me down. They disrespectful in New York.
Yes, they are.
Oh, Sylvia said, I've been in here, Tampa. My bad, Sylvia. My dad's people are from Greenwood, Carrollton, and Catherine. You might know my people, girl. You might know my people.
I'm trying to
Okay.
keep it cut.
I know. Okay, hold on, G Mama. Hold on, G Mama. I got it right. Do you was that the only silliest thing you did? Mishap in your garden was knocking your glasses off?
Um, no, I would have to say probably the time when I cut my melon off of the vine, thinking I was pruning. So what had happened was I have my melons growing up on a trellis, and the vines was growing all over the place. So I started removing some of the vines. When I removed one vine, I said, "Dang, this vine is heavy." It had a whole melon on there. I said, "Oh my God, I don't cut my melons off." So yeah,
You tripped me
that's,
out when you say, "Oh my God!" Say it again, Mama G Mama.
I didn't cut my melon, thinking it was the doggone vine that I didn't need, and I cut that. I said, "Oh wow."
Sweet Thumb said, "My bad, Tampa. You gonna have Oprah hating on you if you keep going like this. Going like what, Sweet Thumb? Sweet Thumb. I like when I
He
have.
gonna be all right.
I know. I like when I have my guests come up and they,
Yes,
are,
indeed.
relaxing. So if anybody else wants to be a guest, I got some openings. You have to
Come
let me
on,
know.
sweet thumb.
I know,
What's
Sweet
your
Thumb.
schedule looking like, sweet thumb?
Okay, Catherine said I used to work at Memorial Hospital in Gulfport. Oh, snap a dude.
Okay.
Oh, Sweet Thumb, I need to reach out to you. I need to get a logo made, bro. I need a logo. I need a
Oh
logo.
yeah.
Yes, I need a logo.
I've been trying to figure out a new one for myself. I done had mine for a couple of years, and I want at least another one for a bag up.
Yep. And Sweet Thumb did bayous.
Oh, did he?
Yep. You never know what a bug itch or ride on your back. I like to feel safe when I get in my home.
Right. All right on.
I used to work at AT&T in Ocean Springs. Oh, snap a doodle, hooks up, hooks up. Yeah, LGG came up on the channel for the first time.
Yeah, I was in the bushes
Yeah, she came up.
because I couldn't keep my eyes open. I was nodding in and out.
Well, we sorry. We was putting you to sleep. But
Yeah,
we know
it
my
took me a long time to actually start sleeping during the night because I just couldn't sleep. I was up at all hours of the night, and then I wake up at like 1, 2 in the morning and can't go back to sleep and then I take my naps and stuff. But at night, I just couldn't sleep. So by me now doing my herbs and getting my health back in order, I'm sleeping better at night, and I am rather happy about it.
Nick
I feel a
exactly.
lot better also.
Nikki said LGG did great. Well, that's my
Mhm.
my
Yes, he
mind
did.
frame now is trying to heal my gut and change the way I eat. So I
Yeah.
made up my mind on the things that I know. I talked to Drill today on the
Mhm.
things that I need to change, but do it slowly. Don't
Yeah,
rush it, but take my time to start taking things away. But she said
right.
the
And
first
don't
thing,
feel bad if you have to go back to what you was doing till you feel better. Also, because your body is gonna be resisting what you're gonna be changing it to.
exactly.
It's going to
Um,
crave the things that you normally won't. But if you say, I'm not going to do it, and you put it in your mind and you have it set, then you're not going to do it. But
that's
it ain't
true.
going to hurt if you have to, have that popsicle, even though you said I ain't doing popsicles no more,
I know, I know. She told me to start off with a sugar detox.
Yeah, be careful with that too, because you can actually do too much. That's why it's best. That's why I say when you do stuff, start out small. Don't just go all out willy-nilly. The smaller the better. And you have to gradually get your body to adjust to that.
Oh, I'm gonna have to do that quick because I wake up eating sweets. I eat
Hmm.
sweets during the day, and I go to sleep eating sweets, and that
Just
ain't
limit
it.
it. Just limit it. You can
I,
continue to do the same thing, just don't eat as much. Decrease it. If you try to cut it out all the way, you're gonna have a problem, and it's
I'm tr-
not gonna happen for you. Right?
I'm trying not to eat one now, but not Renaissance looking. uh,
Excuse
the
me.
Atlanta
Don't make
garden.
it. Don't force it. Is what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say.
that's true. That's
Don't
true.
just go cold turkey. As I'm trying. You can't do it
It's
cold turkey.
impossible.
A
No,
lot.
that's
It's
impossible.
possible. A lot of
No,
people
that's
can do it.
impossible for me.
But you have to have your mind focused on it. That's why you do a little bit at a time. If you eating 12 cookies, break it down to 6. Then break it down to 3. Then break it down to none. That's how you break it down so you don't need them no more. You don't just go from 12 cookies to no cookies. Then you're going to be like, oh my God, I want some cookies. So
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. So
just
what
lower it
herbs?
down. You don't have to just cut it totally off because your body is not going to compute. It's not going to recognize what's going
They're gonna be
on.
like, baby, you got me bumped up. Get up and go get that ice cream and eat the whole jug because you tried to stop eating me. Now
And
I'm
then
gonna
guess
make you
what?
eat it.
Learn to make your own, because when you make your own, it's going to be better for you and better to you because you can have it taste the way that you want it to taste. Because this is how I can wake up and eat sorbet, because this is what I eat in the morning. Like, yeah, I'm getting me some sorbet because I
Oh,
made it, because I know what's in it. So
what
yeah.
is sorbet?
Girl, it's frozen fruit. Like ice, you know how ice cream is dairy milk?
Because you say sorbet. You know what I say?
What?
Sherbet.
It's different. I think sherbet does have dairy products in it, but
Yeah.
sorbet is straight fruit.
But you can make sherbet with almond milk instead of
Right.
regular milk.
But
Yeah.
mine, I don't use any type of dairy or no eggs, no milk. It's just straight fruit.
Okay. What herbs do you use at night to help you sleep?
I use a variety now. I'm not just sticking with one. And I'm totally different than a lot of people. A lot of people, when they take certain, like let's just say chamomile doesn't make me sleepy. It might relax me a little bit, but it doesn't make me sleepy. But if I have something like my favorite is spearmint. Now I can drink that and cinnamon and be like, oh, I'm out of here. So it just depends on the person. But for me, it's a variety because, like I said, I'm trying to keep variety versus one thing all the time.
Okay.
Just like fighting insects, not the same thing all the time because they get immune to what you're putting down there.
Okay. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, guys.
Please
Bayou
and thank
said,
you.
that's good, G Mama. Glad you're feeling better and sleeping better.
Yes, ma'am. That sleep is a requirement for you, for me to even think. I'll be having difficulties. Like, what was I supposed to do? Now this don't make no sense that I can't think. But yeah, I had a hard time. I mean, I was not. It was like I was living off of maybe 4 or 5 hours worth of sleep, and that wasn't. It wasn't good for me.
That's what I'm working on now.
Yeah, that's
That's why
not
my
you.
body couldn't get up this morning to go to work. I
Yeah,
was hurting.
and it's
I,
affecting your healing process also. Because when
yeah,
you sleeping, that's when your body is doing a lot. Your body does stuff when you sleeping that it does not do when you're awake. Also, or should I
yeah,
say, it enhances. So
yeah.
it's like your car going to the shop. You got to take it in for maintenance. So you're gonna be sitting down for a while, trying to figure out how you're gonna
Exactly.
get around.
Exactly. Because my Renaissance gave me my wake up call in the morning. I got up this morning and
Mhm.
my bodies were hurting so bad I couldn't even move.
Stretch.
So,
When you get
yeah.
up, stretch. Stretching helps. It gets your blood circulating.
Good night, twin. I appreciate you staying in this long. I sure do.
Goodbye.
Boo just said, your body gonna fight you like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson cheat, he bite people ear.
You bring me some cookies.
I know. Yeah. Wait a minute. Hey, Tampa, is better that you made the changes to love your body initially. Is that eternally? Don't wait for the doctor to tell you this is what you got to do. Well,
Right.
the doctor already done told me what I got to do. He told
Mhm.
me I'm pre-diabetic. My A1C is 6.0, and I feel that it done went up a little more. He also
Mhm.
said that I can change that around with diet and exercise.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
and that's true. You just got to figure out what you like. And it's going to take you a minute. You ain't going to find it like instantly. It's not going to, you're going to, sometimes you might taste something and it be like, ugh, but after you eat it for a while, it's just an acquired taste. You have to get used to how it's tasting. And I know you don't want to hear it, but bitter is better.
I heard, and I'm reading my Renaissance text.
Mm-hmm.
Got my body. I need all these little limbs. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to change it though. Yeah.
Yeah, too many
Something.
sweets is not, and then it's processed also. So there are other things that they put inside of that sugar because sugar is not bad itself. It's the things that they add to the sugar which makes it unhealthy.
Do you know? I was watching this show that I told you I was watching, the Madam C.J. Walker,
Yeah,
and do you know they made the people change the ingredients in Coca Cola? It used to
be-
be called cocaine Coca Cola.
because that's what they was. Yeah, they was actually. Yeah, believe that.
Wow.
They
The
had to
old
take it off of the totally off of the shelves from what I understand because of the formulation that they was using. That's just what I say about them chicken sandwiches. I was an avid chicken, Popeye's chicken, baby. That junk was like crack. Yes, it was, because I was there all the time trying to get me a sandwich because they were so delicious. I am so glad I am not with that no more. But I remember.
bougie and Bayou. Y'all ain't gonna be straight calling me no crackhead, no sugar crackhead. I ain't the only one that craves sugar.
No, you are not. Believe that.
They gonna buy you bougie ask me how I know. I know you know. Have a one tonight. I need to check on some things. Okay, she said, thank you for coming
All
in.
right, she said.
Um, put bougie pot collar over here. Hey, thank you, Bayou, because bougie Bayou is a sugar junkie too. Yup. Sneaking and eating up. Hey, Queen, Valerian good sleep takes into REM sleep.
Okay.
You know, I haven't found anything to help me sleep. Either I can't get to sleep or I wake up and I can't go back. And I doze off a lot when I can't sleep. So one
Well,
day me and Mackenzie was stretching is very good. Be more garden girl, welcome in. Appreciate you,
and
appreciate
another
you.
thing that'll help is if it's warm, more than room temperature, but not hot that you have to blow it. You want it warm because the warm sensation induces sleep also when you're consuming it.
What do you why are you talking about the teas?
Anything that you drink at night, it's a mix that I don't mix up myself, but I know of, and it's called golden milk, and that's used to promote sleep, and it needs to be warm. I know that.
Yeah, because all of my
And
water
then if
I
you
drink
hear,
is
oh,
room
a lot of
temperature.
older people used to say, I drink warm milk at night. It's not this golden milk is I think it might be turmeric, crushed turmeric. Can somebody help me? I'm thinking that's what
I
it
know
is.
Teagsy was mentioning something about golden milk
Yeah,
the other day.
that helps sleep too.
So I'm about
But
to
if
get
it's
me a
warm,
green.
if it's a warm beverage, that will help induce sleep.
Catherine said, I took 10 milligrams of melatonin at 7 p.m. and I'm still not sleeping.
I don't know nothing about that because I don't do those.
Hey, hey, Drea said, Tampa G Mama, my bottle sister, and
All
said,
right, battle sis.
great to see you all. And I told her the same thing, stretch. Because I sit in this
Yes,
car, I Uber. That's what's bothering me right now, my hips and my lower back. Because I sit in
yes.
that car
If you
driving Uber.
stretch, you'll get those muscles stretched out and get your blood to circulate. You don't got to do no whole hold yourself up, push-ups and jumping jacks and sit-ups. You don't have to do that. As a matter of fact, yoga and tai chi and slow movements, this is what's going to get your body to recognize that it's time to start doing stuff.
And I know because I'm not doing nothing. Driving all day and sitting on my rump, then
Yeah.
come home and sit on my rump ain't good.
Yep.
Analytical. Oh, they speaking to her. Sweet Time said, I thought sleep was for babies and old people. I guess he a baby.
No, sleep is for people that want to live, in my opinion. There's a lot of
LGG said,
people say they sleep when they dead. I don't like that
I
because
know.
it ain't good for you.
But one thing for sure, your body gonna shut you down, whether
Yes,
you
it
want to or
will.
not.
Yes, it will.
I just spoke on my channel about how to help out body. So weird.
Mm-hmm.
My what they say?
But
Blood sugar. See where you are. Sorry, nurse. Do you know? Okay, they talking to that.
today I'm finna try to look again.
How many hours of sleep do you need to function properly? She asking Sweet Thumb that. Hey LP, welcome in, welcome in. Do you guys have any last minute questions for G Mama Growz about gardening, container gardening, hydroponics, herbs, or any particular thing pertaining to garden? Do y'all have any more questions? Here
Either
go
you
Bougie
get sleep
sitting
or
in your
sleep will
bed.
get you. That is the truth.
Exactly. Most definitely. Yeah, honey. That's what I made my son tea based on was cleaning my blood.
Mhm.
I just had a nutty buddy or two. You not alone. I just had before we got on this live a Dunkin' Donut.
That.
I look bougie, not bougie. G Hood just said something about a nutty butt, and this one sitting right there looking me in the face. But I'm trying not. I was talking
And you
about
can do
me
it,
too.
just do it in moderation. Don't, do the whole every time you turn around, you having a nutty buddy. It's nice to have them every now and
And
then, but
look,
not
here go
every night.
Mackenzie. She asked for a pie. Grandma, can I have a pie? I'm like, okay. Then she go here. You want one? she, she enabling my sugars.
Right. But her too, you can introduce her to different fruits and stuff that
Hold
she
on.
might like.
She do like fruits. I buy her. She likes
Because it's
fruit.
a
I've
lot
been
of sugar
introducing
in
her.
fruits.
Yep. She loves fruits. I've been introducing her to the vegetables that we be getting from Don't Hurt the Harvest. She don't even
Hmm.
want them cooked. She just eat them raw.
Yeah, apples is the biggest thing. Like they used to say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. That is the truth. Ain't no
Yep.
fact and ain't no fiction about that because
But I'm
it
gonna tell
provides
you
fiber.
a funny
Ain't
story.
I ain't hear you.
Me and Mackenzie was. I had made
Oh,
me and Mackenzie some some chamomile tea
uh-huh.
and put a little honey in it, right? So we sitting here getting ready to drink the tea. She got say, "Grandma," I said, "What?" She said, "Why we drinking vegetables?" She said, "This tea tastes like vegetables."
What?
But
Did you have the herbs or did you just have the bag?
it was the bags.
It was something else in there then.
Yeah, she said, "Grandma," because it was her first time ever tasting herbal tea. She said,
Hmm.
"This tastes like vegetables." I said, "Come
Yeah, it
on,
was
drink it."
probably chamomile mixed with something else.
But whatever it was mixed with it, 10 minutes later, she was asleep. So we both
Right
went to sleep.
on.
I
It
went to
did. It
sleep
worked
right
that
after her.
magic.
That's what I needed it to do. So it did it. It put her to sleep, and maybe about 10 more minutes later, I went on to sleep.
Right.
Sometimes also because they add sugar to so many food products. Read labels. Yes, best read
Yeah.
labels. I have to read labels anyway now because they throw pork in everything,
Yeah, I can't
and
do
I don't
that.
eat pork. So
Right. I had to
please
stop. My
don't.
body forced me to stop. I was having panic attacks just from eating, and I didn't even have to know it was pork in there. Okay, here go a story. One time I went to this I wanted, let's just say it's a bunch of food trucks. You know, with food trucks, right?
Okay.
When they be all lined up and everybody be serving different things. So I went up to this food truck and I wanted some barbecue because it was smelling real good. But I didn't want the pork. So I got beef. And allegedly it was beef brisket. Child, I asked him, I said, do you cook this alongside with your pork or do you use a separate grill? No, we cook everything separately. We don't mix the pork with the beef because we know people, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, yeah, needless to say, I was sick. I had a panic attack and I threw up. And when I threw up, baby, it was charcoal and everything coming up. So I knew it was that food. That's how sensitive
Wow.
I am.
Wow. Your cells and your
Mhm.
body heal when you sleep.
Yes, they do.
But you know the old saying is you are what you eat.
That too.
So
That too.
what does your diet consist of, G Mama? Are you a vegan? I mean vegetarian, or do you eat meat or
No, I still eat meat, but I don't eat it like I used to eat it.
okay.
I eat my main diet is mostly greens, and I had to pretty much train myself to do that. Every now and then I have like some chicken, but it's my chicken. I prepare it from raw version chicken. I don't go out and buy the chicken sandwich like I said I used to do. I prepare my chicken from the stuff that I get from the grocery store.
Okay, okay. Welcome in, Mona. Welcome in. Walk away from the nutty buddy. Oh snap. So guys, amazing life. Thank y'all. Pieces and blessings out until we meet again. Awesome,
Thank you,
awesome,
thank
awesome.
you.
I want to thank my Renaissance. I want to thank Nikki,
Gwee.
and I want to thank Bayou for being great moderators because one of
Thank
the
y'all.
moderators is on the channel, on the
Thank
panel.
y'all. Thank y'all.
So
Yes,
thank you
indeed.
all for dropping G Mama Grow's link. If you are not over there,
Yeah.
subscribe to her. Please go over there and check her out. Those of you who want to drop your link in my channel, all you have to do is type in Tampa. Nightbox will drop your link. Pain in your body is a sign from the body that something is wrong. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. It's a lot wrong.
Right.
It's a lot wrong. So I
But
do
you can
know.
work on yourself. You can work on yourself. It's gonna
Yep.
take time. It's not gonna happen overnight. Just like you had to develop those symptoms, you have to get your body to focus on healing.
That one of them is not exercising. I don't walk. I don't
And that's a
exercise.
must.
Yeah.
That
So
is a
that's one.
must. Don't
Good
just say
night,
because I'm
Deborah.
going out here and I'm doing this and I'm doing no, that's not exercise. Exercise is when you are putting your body in motion, doing things that don't involve other things. You just focus on the exercise and your body and your breathing because breathing is a part of the exercise.
That's true, cause baby,
That's
I
what.
wanted to do that 30-day challenge with Bougie. I just looked at her like she really want me to get up and do this,
Right.
and
But
then
you
I watched
start
it.
small.
I,
Like if you can't do a squat, start out doing one squat. Say, okay, I'm doing one squat. Bam,
then
do that one
I
squat. Yeah, I
know.
did. Okay, now I'm doing two squats. Bam, now you're doing two squats. You have to build yourself up. You can't just go out there and say, okay, I'm gonna do 10 squats. Baby, it ain't
Hey,
gonna work out
Bree,
well for you. You're
I
gonna
know,
be
cause
stopping and you're gonna be defeating the purpose. And the purpose is to build up.
exactly, cause I shall be watching Frugal Mama too. I be like, oh, okay, this okay,
Yeah, that's
y'all.
because they've been doing it, so their
Y'all
body is
are
used to
doing
that.
great. That's what I be like.
Yeah,
Yay! Go,
they
go,
used
go!
to
Like,
it.
yeah, okay. But
You
it's a
gotta
mind
build
thing.
yourself. Start think small. Don't think big time. Just because they big time, you gotta build yourself up.
Yep, they throw everything and everything. Hey, G, Gwee, welcome in, welcome in. So, guys, if you don't have any more questions, are y'all succession planting G Mama and chat?
Yes, because plants have a what did I say? A shelf life. Like when I grow lettuce, I can only grow lettuce for a certain amount of time before that lettuce starts to bolt. So in order for me to continue to eat my lettuce, I need to plant more lettuce because eventually that lettuce is going, and it's not necessarily because of the fact that it's too much light or too much sun. They have a life, a shelf life, if you will. And once you harvest so much of it, it's going to stop producing like it was. And the best time to eat leaves is before that plant flowers. Even if you're doing medicinal things with your plants, the best time to collect and harvest leaves is before that plant flowers because it's going to have to start sending that energy to the flower and it's going to take away from the leaves.
Okay. Roll, excellent live. Everybody saying Tampa's dropping Tampa. It was a great interview, Tampa, and great information. So, guys, if any of you all wants to be a guest on the Tampa show, please email me. If you got my phone number, send me a text. But if you don't, email me. It's going across the street. I would love to have you. If you've never been live and nervous about going live, come on up.
Yes,
Cause I
because I
promise
stopped
you, you
sweating,
will.
baby. I came up here sweating like I was running a race.
Cause the
What?
first thing she said when she got on here, we live. I'm like, nah, we not live, G Mama yet.
Ooh,
You just in the
girl.
background. But Renaissance, if you're still here, please give me a wake up call in the morning, sis. I love you guys. G Mama
Mhm.
Growz Hard in the Garden is a beautiful soul. I'm
Thank
so
you.
grateful that I've came across this community because promise you, if I didn't go through what I went through, I don't think garden was on my mind. Prepping was
Right.
on my mind, become being prepared and stocking and all of that. But father's garden, that didn't cross my mind until I lost everything last year. So
Right.
when you go through something, either it's gonna wake you up or you're gonna just keep on going through till you wake up.
Say that.
So I am grateful for all of my guests that come up on the panel that allow me this opportunity to interview you all. It helps me and Mackenzie's channel to grow. So if you're not a subscriber and you're new, please consider subscribing to the channel because we do have some fun on here.
Yes,
We
indeed.
got we got some different people on here that come up every night. I do my lives Monday through Friday. I didn't do one yesterday because I really wasn't feeling good, and I didn't want that energy in the channel yesterday. I wanted it to be
Mhm,
a happy place, so I decided to cancel yesterday's live. But I'm
mhm.
feeling a whole lot better.
That's
That
good.
I got some rest today, and I'm gonna try again in the morning to go to work. But
Mhm.
again, G Mama's channel is dropped in the chat. If any of the other people that you are not subscribed to, go check these people out. You can learn something. You are never too old to learn something new.
That part.
Yeah, because you might thinking you doing something one way and you see something
Mhm.
that somebody else is doing another way, and that might be easier. Hey, you learned a new skill.
That
So
part.
hey, I appreciate you guys
Mhm.
showing me support. I will see y'all tomorrow night. You got anything else you want to say, G Mama?
Thank you for having me. I appreciate this garden chit chat, and it wasn't hard to do. So if you're afraid to come on up here, don't let it spook you out. Just get on up here and go for what you know.
Exact. Do you have any advice for beginner gardeners?
Take your time, start small. Don't try to grow everything that you see everybody else growing, and use your zone for guidance. Like if you're in a cold zone like I am, we can't grow coconut trees and palm trees and all these other exotic stuff that everybody is growing. Look for your specific stuff in your specific area.
Do anybody know how to harvest rue the herb?
Ooh, I'm growing root too. I need to yeah, I need to find that, but that herb is kind of dangerous because it's very potent. So we gonna research that, and I'm gonna get back with you, Q,
Okay.
because I'm
I
growing it too, and it's about big as a bush.
I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everything that you do. So we will see y'all tomorrow night, the Lord's will. Nine
Yes,
fifteen,
Lord
between
willing.
9:15 and 9:30. If anybody wants to be a guest, let me know. Have a good night.
Good night,
Bye.
everybody.
God bless.